The all-consuming Red Death. 600 years ago, King Arthur led the Great Escape from the homelands, where our kingdoms were ravaged by the plague. Leading people to Avalon, he started the Age of Conquest and took the island from the Four Dwellers. Using the mysterious powers of Menhirs, together with Merlin, they cleansed the land of the weirdness, a primordial force of chaos and possibility.
Hello and welcome. Welcome to Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, an open-world RPG from developers Questline and published by I'll get the names right in a minute. Awaken Realms. Stuck in an everlasting autumn, witness falling legends and making meaningful choices woven into a complex, branching storyline. A dark reimagined story related to King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, with some twisted creatures and places like if they were straight up from H.P. Lovecraft or H.R. Geiger himself. Straight from the start, you may get that Oblivion Skyrim feel in which this game does have, and when it comes to loading in and out of places, let alone combat and skill choices and choosing your playstyle, including the funny moments like this. One of the other cool features I like in this is dual wielding stuff. That there's so many things you can combine together and mess about with, but you can also have 4 loadouts. So you can have them set to whatever you want and switch during battle, going from a sword and shield to like 2 swords, maybe a sword and a dagger, whatever you want, even magic. The other thing I think this game does really well is the getting the block right and you feel good about it. You can stagger your enemies, throw them back, put them off, giving you a chance for another hit or an execution if you're lucky with the timing. Also, there is plenty of difficulty settings, so if you want to make sure that you can just kick ass all the time, there is that. If you want it very easy and you just tick the storytelling mode, that kind of makes it a lot easier. The classic lockpicking, but actually quite good because they all change. So the game is open world, but not, I would say not exactly fully open world, like one big giant map with plenty of in and out buildings. But it is sort of comprised of separate areas. So like when you start off, you're on the Asylum Island, and then you'll make it to the Horn of the South, and then from there it goes on to another map later on. I don't know if there's any more. I have not got that far myself just yet. Hunting animals, and then you can collect their pelts, and then you'll be able to craft and use them into like making leather or all sorts of stuff. I'm still not diving into all that, but same with the but if you've got a pickaxe on you and you find an ore, you'll be able to chip away at that and collect the ore from that, which helps for the upgrading of tools and armor and all that kind of things. The level designs are really cool. I quite like them. They're quite intriguing, very interesting, and it's, I'm still like looking around, just trying to cover the map half the time just to see what they've put in there. Some really nice, cool looking assets and just very twisted. But there's something about it you can't help it. Can't help it. Just like think, yeah, they put a lot of work into this. The combat isn't too like really crazy or anything like that, but yeah, it's doable, you know, it's not really overdone, and it's quite satisfying once you've won the battle. You can practically find loot in a lot of places. You also, if you've got a shovel with you, you can also find hidden treasures, and then you can just dig it up as long as you've got a shovel on you. If you don't, you won't be able to dig them out. And again, with more combat, you can get into a lot of combat with a lot of people. Sometimes where I thought I ain't gonna make it, even on easy, even outnumbered, I still managed to triumph, which I'm quite happy with. There's a satisfying moment on it, of that kind of success. You'll also be able to find bounties, and there'll be like people you can go after, even monsters that you can get rewards and XP for, which will help boost your skills and everything else that you're going to need.
Your money or your...
In addition of making your own camp when you're out there, you can also have yourself a spyglass. I'm guessing pretty much to see if anything up in front from far away. But you also got a funky little thing in this for the sketchbook, and you can look in different areas and it will draw. It's almost like a in-game photo op, and I've tried this yet, but I'm assuming you can just sell your sketches for money. Maybe there'll be some other things in there about that. And if you're lucky enough to find the fishing rod, you can do yourself a bit of fishing. I've still got to get good at that because I wasn't very successful, shall we say, but I'm gonna try it a bit more. And if you did notice the radio wheel there was a horse's head. Once you unlock and bought a horse for yourself, then you'll be able to use that to call in your horse if you're far away from it, or if you swap maps, you use that and he'll whistle and there he'll be. In each of the two areas, big area maps I've been on so far, that there is a kind of like a home location, safe zone, place where you gain your missions, like little settlements. And yeah, around there it's living and breathing, got people getting on with their lives, doing things and just trying to survive. And some you'll meet out in the world. And also in these areas you'll find the crafting benches, alchemy stations, all that kind of stuff you'll be able to do like you've seen in other games, RPGs you may have played. You get to create and make your own things, even with the cooking. I'm just going to point out as well, in the intro of the video, before the character creation screen, was using something I recorded from the start of the audio of the start of the game, but I put a little bit of the trailer stuff at the front just so it shows you the release date and what platforms this will be releasing on PlayStation, Xbox. Obviously it's already on Steam, that's where I've been playtesting this from, but the rest of the footage onwards from the character creation screen is all stuff that I've recorded during my playtime of this full access review of what is basically essentially the full game, what it's going to be like. There might be some fixes in between that as well. I am considering doing some streams on it down the line, maybe once it's full release, and do it from a start, from scratch, and work my way through it. The negative things I can only come up with was there are a few times where some of the texture pop-ups or the rendering of items that are noticeable in certain areas, but it doesn't happen all the time, so it's not too bad. And the obviously the third-person view of the character is a little bit but that is fine. You know, the game was intended to be first person, so I can live with that. So I'm going to give it the score of 8.5 out of 10. I think they've done a tremendous job, so I like this game and I can't wait to play more. If you'd like to know any more about the game, let me know and I'll see if I can answer it in the comments below. And if this video's helped you with making your mind up, then please a like, subscribe would help the channel a lot. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you in another one. See ya.